In this video, we are going to open. In this video, we are going to start our project at once. So you can click on this to start your recent project. Okay, the last project you have saved, or you can click open. Go to the file where you saved your Revit, and then open it directly. You have to open the Revit drawing, okay? Not not the one with 345. The reason is because these three are just auto saves by Revit, but this is your main file. So Revit saves 3 files separately for your project as soon as you click on save. Okay, so I'll open it. So now we are here on the ground level. Make sure you're on the plan view. So on the ground level of our Revit. Now I'll show you the plan we have to draw. So look at the plan we have to draw, our duplex. Okay, so I'm going to draw one section and then mirror to the other section. So we'll just draw this section fully and then mirror so we can get the same thing both sides. So this is what we have. You can see them. You can see them. Okay, so let's get to it. Now open Revit. Select the wall that you chose, that you want to use and draw. Remember, we created this Revit wall type the first time. So I'm going to select that wall. Begin drawing in Revit. Okay. Remember, we created our wall previously in Revit. That is the Revit wall type. That's this one. Okay. You have to create a separate wall the same way for the inner walls. The reason I created this separate wall is because the outer wall, that's the wall type, exterior wall, is not going to have the same paint. So just the same way, but in the case of the inner wall, you have to make it have the same type of color in two faces. Okay, so in my own case, I use 2 white colors, both sides. Okay, so that's how we're going to go. Then the next thing you have to do before you create your wall is to go to these settings, manage. Okay, now click on additional settings and set the temporal dimension. That is somewhere here, down here. Temporal dimensions. You have to set it to wall faces. Okay, I will show you the importance as we proceed. Okay, so now let's begin. According to our drawing, we are going to draw this section part first. Okay, so let's start. So select our wall. Make sure it is the Revit external wall first. Start drawing on Revit. Okay, so make sure your plan is in ground level. Okay, that's the first thing. Then you select your wall. Make sure you have selected the basic Revit wall type. That's our external wall. We'll be drawing with this external wall for the meantime. After, we can change the inner walls to have the inner wall type. So make sure the base constraint is ground level. Make sure the top constraint is first floor. Okay, now we'll draw this section first. That is this section. The distance from here to here is 5 meters. Okay, so I'll begin with 5 meters. Okay, then here the width is 3 meters. Okay, another 5 meters, then 3 meters. Escape a couple of times. Now let me show you the importance of making the temporal dimensions faces. When you select this wall, you find out that we type this wall, we gave it a length of 5 meters, but it's showing 4.54. Okay, so I'm going to make it 5 meters because that's the dimension, the clear distance we are using. Okay, now if you select this one, you notice we made this 3 meters, but here it's showing 2.54, so I have to make it 3 meters. It has to be 3 meters exactly. Okay, now you will notice that from here this wardrobe is 3.27 away from this inner wall. Okay, so I will select this one, create similar, then I'll use this our offset, this offset, okay, at 3.27. Okay, if I select here, if I hover a little bit here, you see it. So that is the position for that wardrobe. Then the door, which is this one, the door, this entrance door is at, this wall here is at 3.77 away from this exterior wall here. So I'm going to draw the offset that to, escape a couple of times, select this, click on create similar, I right click to get there, then tap this offset, type 3.77. okay, when I hover a couple of times from there, it gets me there. Now I'm going to have to escape a couple of times and then give these walls their right dimension. The wardrobe is just 0.6 meters from this last wall, here. So I'm going to drag it. You can see the temporal dimension here, type 0.6, enter. Okay, then this one is the same 0.6 away from this wall. All right, so I'm going to tap it. Okay, 0.6. okay, now the distance from here to here is the wardrobe distance. Okay, as soon as you're done drawing all this, you need to check every element to make sure they are in the right position. Okay, so I will take the dimensions again, linear, make sure this is at 3.37 from this exterior wall. It's not at 3.37, so I have to edit it. Okay, so in order to edit it, all I have to do is, this place is just supposed to be 0.93, so I'll type 0.93. okay, it goes here. Now if you check it, 84, that's the right dimension. Okay, so we are done drawing this part. So the next thing is the toilet. Okay, so click on this, right click and create similar. Right, this is the same of offset tools. Now click on this. The toilet is 1.2 meters. That's the clear distance, the inner distance. Okay, so hover over this, which is the next part of the wall. Okay, then select this, select trim and extend end, and extend it. Okay, so now we can check if it's exactly 1.2 meters. All we have to do is to select this, or find the one that has it. Okay, that's this one, make it 1.2. okay, now it's 1.2. so the next thing we're going to draw is the step, that's here. Okay, so, and it's at and it's at 1.5. Like the clearest distance there is 1.5 meters. So I will offset this by 1.5. Create similar. Take this line offset, or you can take this offset here. They are the same. Tap 1.5. Okay, hover over here a little, you get to it. Then you're going to use this trim. Select this, select this. Okay, then click on this to escape a couple of times, then click on this to make sure it is 1.5. Sorry, I typed comma there. I'm going to extend this wall instead. Okay, escape a couple of times, escape a couple of times. Then after this step, we'll go over to this place. It will remain the kitchen and the store. That's what we have here. And the kitchen and the store has a different wall alignment completely. So the distance between here and here is 4.43. So we're going to offset this line by 4.43 to get this particular line here. Okay, so how we're going to do that in this, from here we offset this to come to somewhere here. Now to get the dimension, the position of this particular wall here, we have to add this clear distance, which is 3 meters, plus the thickness of this wall, okay, then plus this clear distance. So that's how we're going to get it. So 3 meters plus 0.23 plus 1.2, okay, that gives us the position of that external wall. So that would be that gives us 4.43. So select this wall, create similar. You can either use this to offset or you use this section. So I'm using this one. Type 4.43. Okay, then hover over our wall. Okay, that gives us the complete external wall, the wall we are looking for. Then escape a couple of times. Now we are going to have to extend this wall, make this wall the total of 13.28, which is the length of our building. Okay, now the kitchen and toilet, is at the distance from here to here is 4.43, so it's a square. So I'm going to offset this by 4.43. Select it, create similar. .43. Enter. So hover over this a little bit, you get to where it is. Escape a couple of times. Select this and this. Now the next thing is to check whether we actually got our dimensions right. Now you select this, you can see it's not 4.43. So we'll type 4.43. Okay, now for this one, if you zoom out a little. Select it. The space between this and this should be 1.2. So you can go ahead and join it together according to this. Okay, so you can select the trim, join it with this. Now the store has a clear distance of 1.7. That's from here to here is 1.7. So I'll escape a couple of times, then make an offset from this after I'll trim off the remaining. Select this, create similar, an offset of 1.7. Let me show you how to use this line. Okay, I'll offset it as 1.7. Okay, and then use this line instead to draw at an offset of 1.7. Skip a couple of times, so make sure it's at 1.7. Okay, skip a couple of times. Now the next thing is to draw our toilet, this guest toilet here. Okay, with this entrance. Okay, the guest toilet has 0.9 meters clear span inside, that's here, and then 1.2 this way. Okay, so let's proceed. I'm going to have to offset this instead, or I'll draw at an offset of 0.9, sorry. Now before we draw with the offset of 1.2, so we have to extend this wall because we need a base point to start with. So I'm extending it across this way. Okay, now when I extend it to this end, now I can pick, after creating the baseline, I can offset this at 0.9. So I'll click on this, select similar, create similar. Okay, it should be an offset of at 0.9. Enter. Okay, select this mode of offset, hover a little above this side. Okay, escape a couple of times, just drag it down a little. Okay, drag this one to join with that line with the other wall. Okay, and change this to 1.2. Alright, now when we will now have to check if our wall is exactly 0.9. It is end to end 0.9, you can see it. Then I use this, create similar, join it to this. Okay, escape a couple of times, drag this to join the other wall. Our building is coming to shape. Now this wall is exactly 3 meters from this. Okay, so we're going to represent that at once before we do the mirror. So select this, create similar, then escape, click on this 3 meters offset. Use trim to cut off the excess. Alright, now the next thing is to draw this line, this dining hall, this separation here, and it's exactly at 4.7 from this toilet wall. Okay, so I'm going to sketch it at once. Just click on this toilet wall, create similar, type 4.7 here, at 4.7 here. Okay, select this, hover over this, and you will get your line. You can also use this offset, they are the same. So drag this. The next wall in our design is this wall here. Okay, that's this one exactly with the passage. Okay, so I know the distance between this wall and this one is 1.2 meters. So let's represent it in our drawing. Okay, so the first way is just select this and extend it to this end. Okay, then the next thing you're going to do is to split this wall. So click on this, make sure it's at the wall face, and then split. Okay, now we split it. You can now see it's independent of this one. So I'm going to offset this wall to 1.2 meters this way. That gives us a part of this veranda and this door space. Alright, so select this wall. Okay, I'll create similar. Okay, and offset it at 1.2. Enter. Okay, then select this peak line. So when I hover on this a little, I'll find and I'll take it. Okay, escape a couple of times, then delete this right click and delete this. Okay, the next thing is to make sure that this is 1.2 meters. So 1.2, enter. Okay, now I can use trim to make it exactly like this. Now you notice something with our wall. You have to be careful with your trim so that it doesn't affect your wall. Okay, you have to trim it at the face exactly. Now the next thing is to draw this part, this stud, this little stud here protruding. So it's just 0.45 from this wall. So I'll click on this, select similar, create similar. Okay, now take this wall face here, you can use this, you can tap your space bar to make sure it aligns, and it should be at 0.45. Right, so that is it. Now you notice it gave us an error message. That is because of that cut we had here. So we can edit it by extending this to the end, and it joins up together at once. Okay, this one is separate from this. So that is this. Remember, we are going to draw only one section which we have taken. Okay, now everything we do here will be replicated in the other section by the time we mirror. Okay, so okay, now with this we are done drawing the one section of the building. So let us see what we have in 3D. Okay, so this is what we have in 3D. You can see. Okay, now all we have to do is to change these inner walls to the inner wall we created. We created an inner wall, right? So we are going to change these inner walls here to that particular wall. It's just one click and we can do it. So go back to ground level. Okay, now select all the inner walls, all the partition walls. So how to select a multiple element in Revit is to select the first one, then hold Control. You see this plus on my mouse. Then with that you can proceed to clicking on other elements. Okay, so I'm going to keep clicking on all the inner walls. I think it's complete here. Now I will go to my walls. All right, take a drop down. Now look for my inner wall, which is this one. Select it. Okay, after selecting it, Revit automatically changes all these selected walls into that particular wall. For instance, let's look at it in 3D again. Your 3D is in view, then click on this to see. Now you can see that everything has changed to white. Now you will notice one difference here, that this one is not the same as others. Like you notice that the yellow part, the yellow paint is inside. I'll show you how to turn it around. All you have to do is just to select it and flip. The way you flip is click on your space bar. If you click on space bar, you flip. Okay, so I'm going to return it back, space bar. Okay, if you check it now you will see that it has changed, but the dimension has reduced, and we're going to correct it later. Now, how am I rotating this? Once again, I have to tell you. Now, to rotate, you hold your shift and hold the roller of your mouse and rotate. Okay, rotate to any direction you want. Now if you want to move, just hold the roller of your mouse and move it. Okay, that's how I do that. Okay, so now let's go and correct the dimension of this wall. So go back to ground level. Now you notice that this has reduced, okay, from what it used to be. This used to be 1.2 before, so I'm going to type 1.2 here. And enter. It comes back to what it used to be. Now this temporal dimension is basically a communicative tool between you and Revit within a short time. So it tells you where everything is, and you can edit anything you want to edit at any time. So now we are done with drawing the walls, okay, and changing everything. You can see it in 3D once again. We have changed the inner walls to what they should be, and we have also completed drawing the walls in one side. Okay, this wall is also an internal wall. Okay, this is because it's between this, is a partition between this flat and this flat. So we did that too. So all you have to do is just select it, even in 3D, then click this drop down and select inner wall. Okay, that is it. So it has turned white like others. So we are done creating everything we need to do. Create. The next thing we're going to add is our floors, and we'll be doing that in the next video.